Guys, here is how you make a slow infusion of an herbal oil. So first I'm going to take my herb matter. This time I'm doing calendula. Calendula, I have been told, is very anti-inflammatory, great for your skin. So I use a lot of it. I use it for diaper rashes and other such problems. Basically any rashes. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to pack that herb down. You see that into the jar. And I also have some oil that I already have infused. So it started off looking about like this, and now it looks like that. That's our finished product. But since I didn't use it in my last recipe, and I'm not planning on making any time within the next month or so, I'm going to pour this right back into there when I'm done. So I'm going to continue packing this until about, if you have a ball jar, it's going to be about at the top of that little decorative circle with apples and whatnot. And then I'll come back and show you how much oil to pour in. Alright guys, so I got that packed down there pretty well. It won't stay packed anymore than that. So I got that pretty well packed down. And first of all, I'm going to take my leftovers. The reason I am re-infusing the leftovers is that not only do I get the benefits from the initial infusion, but you actually get more herb infused into the oil that way by double infusing it. So take care of that jar, and we're going to take our, and this is fractionated coconut oil. You can get it in the baking aisle, and I use non-GMO just to make sure. And it's fairly inexpensive, and coconut oil is fairly good, anti-inflammatory and great for your skin. It has a very close constitution to your actual skin oils. Let me let that bubble for a while. So it's a great oil to use if you're infusing something that you really want to help dry skin or injured skin, irritated skin with. So now I'm going to go grab a tamper. Normally I would use my hand, but I have to handle the camera as well. So I'm going to go get a tamper and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to push this down, pack it as much as I can, and also I'm squeezing out, and if you see all those air bubbles, let me see if you can see better from the top. Squeezing all the air bubbles out that I can. We do not want a lot of air in contact with our herb. It's more vital if you're using fresh herb. I'd recommend, if you want to use fresh herb, probably do a fast infusion. I have another video as to that on my YouTube channel. But if you're using dried herb, slow infusion is better. You'll get more out of it. That way it's just simply that you're going to get more herbal matter in your oil that way. So we're going to fill this up until the herb is covered, plus a little bit. So we want to have a good, that's probably about ½ inch to an inch of oil above your herb matter. If you do not get enough, you'll get mold. So you do want that herb definitely covered. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of fabric. This is, you can use flour cloth, cheesecloth. Right here, this is actually a bag from grass seed that I washed and have been using for jars. You cover it simply to keep out dust and any bugs depending on the season and where you live. And cover it and let it sit for 2 months minimum. Somewhere with mild light exposure. It doesn't have to be direct, but it cannot be like in a cupboard or something like that. It does have to see the light. And in 2 months, you will end up with your infused oil without having touched it for 2 months. Do please label your herbs. I do find that if an herb looks similar and I haven't labeled it, they will get mixed up. So, and then it'll take a while to figure out what exactly you have in your jar. So do label it. I like to put a date, the date that I started infusing it, as well as what oil and what herb it is. We'll see you next time. Enjoy!